and I was having some problems with my hard drive, and I think it died. So I lost a little bit of pants, not much, just a tiny bit, but I did. So let's try to keep working. Let's wait just little bit for some people that was trying to come here. This is the day 4, it's not the day 3, and we are going to work on creative, and we're going to stay working on the bear. So let's try to work on the bear and make, I don't know, actually I'm not sure. I should make, I can start working on the nature or the trees, or finishing blocking everything. Everything is almost done. I think that the next step is to go for the color and try to use the different settings that I was using for the materials and try to get the scans, the mega scans file to work. I hate Photoshop. Photoshop, it's like a crazy program trying to open 1,000 tabs, and it's just crazy trying to work. It's working. Hi Ruzu, how are you? So I'm here. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to make everything work. And that's it. I lost some details on my hard drive, but I'm back. So let's see if everything is okay. The streaming is okay. I will try to start with the materials for the lock for the tree that I have on Megascans. So for that, let me see if I take everything away. And is the video okay? It is working. So I will start with the redshift material, and it's going to be the tree, the bark, tree. For the color, I'm going to look for my tree, and I hope the hard drive is going to work for this thing. I hope it works. The one that I'm using, I think it's this one. Let me see. It should be this one. So let's use the albedo map first. It's a 4K map. That's going to be the driver of the color. So let's use the albedo, and let's make a quick test, just a quick one. I need to add the material to this thing also. Let's go for the camera, and for an IPR render I have to open the MSI Afterburner. This little thing, it's the one that has all the information for the hard drive, for the video card, and as Redshift it is a GPU render. I need to make the fans for my card to go on a higher speed to make the temperature go lower. So we have a working map on the lock. I don't really like the color. It should be greener. It's just the color, so let's try to make all the maps. So I have the color here. This one is going to be the albedo map. And let's duplicate with shading network. No, with connections to network. With connections to network. And now I'm going to call the bomb map. So I have the bomb map, and I'm going to put the bomb map, and it's in advanced, no, in overall, yeah, bomb map. So let's see I'm working with a real-time renderer, so I don't need to wait for the evaluation. I just need to make everything work. So let's keep going. I'm going to start with the lock. I'm using Redshift again, and this tree is with megascans. So let's again change the with connections to network. I'm going to duplicate with connections to network to use the same place to the texture. This one, it's going to be the specular or the roughness. I'm not sure yet. Let me use the specular first and let's see how it goes. And we're going to go for maybe I should use the roughness. So let's go for roughness. It's a 4K map, and let's plug the roughness into the roughness reflection and see how it goes. And it's looking better. So you can see now I need my displacement map. For the displacement map, I should do everything again. So duplicate with connections to network. So this one was the specular. No, this one is the albedo. This one is the bump. I'm going to change the names. Bump. This one is the roughness. Roughness. The map is automatic, or you make the map. The map should be for each piece, and this is Megascan. So the UV map is already done, and the texture map, the ones that drive the albedo map, that is the color, the roughness, that is the way that the reflection works, and the surface, so it's like where to reflect and how much reflection, and also the bump map, and last I can't remember what, the displacement map. So each map has been worked from a photo, so it's not that manually done, it's a scan. And I just bought this model, so I didn't really did the model. It's just a service that Megascans has, and it's amazing. So let's try to get the displacement work. I know that I have a really nice material here and a high level model, but I really need to use the displacement to have the full power that I can get with Redshift. So I'm going to go the minimum length to 1. Did I answer your question? Now I'm going to go for displacement map. For displacement map, I have to choose the material SD and add the material and drop it on top of everything. So now it should work, and it's not looking that great. I thought this was going to look better. So let's see if the albedo map it's working the way it should. I'm not using pre-filter. Maybe if I go for raw. Okay. Now I have the color right on the green values, but I don't have the color right for the other values. So maybe I can just stick with gamma. Nope, it's the same. So let's go with sRGB and try to change the values later. I have to rearrange the light. I'm going to remove the displacement map, at least at first. Maybe I will add the displacement map later. So I will show you how the displacement map looks when I add something with Redshift. And live, and now I have displacement map working over here. Let's render this part again, because I think it's going to jump everything away, and it's going to crazy on maps. So let's try. Let's wait just a little bit. Ah, no, it's working. It shouldn't work. Okay, I'm just going to change. I'm not going to use displacement map yet. I'm going to change the illumination from the scene. And for that, I'm going to go to perspective, and I'm going to create two lights. The first one, it's going to be, both of them are going to be redshift physical lights. And they are going to be over here. The first, it's going to be here. Let me see the render just to be sure that I'm using the right amount of light. It's too bright. I'm going to change it to 10. Okay, I have a better lighting, or it's working better, at least on the light. Maybe something like this and something like this. I do want some light on my bear, just to feel the other side of the reflection. I think it's better now. And now I need to feel. I know that I have the light coming from the back of the bird, but if I go to look for the reference, all the light it's coming from the back part of the head. And for that, if I use only the physical sky, it's not going to work because the angle it's not that right, and it's going to shape everything away, and that's not the way I want to use this configuration. So I will try to get the reflection and the main light source to be here, or just with an interesting value, maybe the value that I was having with 2 strobes of light, maybe a little bit higher over there. I like that values. And now I'm going to take my big bright light, Control D, so I have a duplicate, put on a label, and let's move my big light. Where is it? It's here. So I'm going to take it back to turn the light, and let's see if now it's working. And I have a big light. Maybe a little bit less. And for this light, I'm going to go over maybe 100. It's working. So I think this one it's close. The bright light should be over here. So let's try to get that light to work over that side. Should be here. Maybe not that high. Okay, it has to be wider, and I think over here. So I have an interesting light right now, and I need to fix the way that the physical sky it's bouncing, because if I have everything white and this bright light goes over here, it's not going to work. So maybe if I fix just a tiny bit over here to make the physical sky illuminate just a little bit more and make the light wider. I need to cover this spot. Okay, it's closer. So I need to make the light goes over here and here. And the camera should be able to look into that light. I think it's too far behind to make it visible to the camera. Yep, So I have to go to my new camera, to my old camera, and to add 1 0 over here, and to make my light be over here. Yep. So now I have all my trees, going to be trees, they're working, and the light should be something like that. And the physical sky, let's try to change the physical sky from the scene camera. I like the light, but I need to fix some details. As you can see, now I have more green values on the log, on the tree. So that was the reason why I wasn't getting stressed because of it. So let's go to look for the reference. I have a big bright light coming to the right and some kind of fog here and a big bloom over there. So it's dark here, it's quite bright here, everything here is bright, and right now I have dark here and way too dark here. So it's not the way it should. I like the contrast that I have here, that I need to get this reflection also and the bright lights there. So to achieve that, I need to make the angle of this light to be rough, and maybe it's something like this. Let me see the render that I lost because of my scene. So the last render was something like this. Had a big bright light over here. Lights were softer on the front and it should be softer on the right, and I have to make this light to go over here and softer, so the softness should go to 20, something like that. So yeah, I now have a bigger values, and if I take my light to be over here, and now I have the light from the physical sky right. Your figure is fits in the water and in your render not. My question is to make it very feels only on mine. In your pick reference, the fit see in the water and in your render not. Yes, in my render I can't see. Actually in the render I see the leg, and on the reference I also see the leg. So here I can see them. Here the angle of the water here is different than the angle that I have here, because I think that this concept was a little bit different on some perspective, so I couldn't achieve the look itself on that perspective. I did my best, but I think I'm not that good getting there with the high of the light. Let me see. So I fail with the reflection here on the front fits, but the reflection that I have here, it's visible though. I think that I have too bright light on front on the filler. Maybe I should take this one lower to 7. And this one over here also needs to be a little bit lower, maybe 80. So the reflections are working, everything is working, and right now I have the scene. Sadly, I lost this light. I really liked the way the lights was working here. But anyway, what can I do? I can't remember if I did put the physical sky to be higher here. I think I did. That was the reason. the reflections were that bright over there. But I like the way it's behaving right now. I need to have this fill light here and the rim lights, so it's working. And now I should just make the light smaller. When you have lights that are way bigger than it should, the noise is going to take a lot of time to clean. So if you're using some probabilistic renders and you're working with big lights, they're going to take a long time to clear the noise. Most of the times, the bigger the light, the longest the time to clear the noise, or the more samples it will need to clear the noise. So that's a back down over there. And this thing should be working. Let me see, let me check. I need the reference to be here. I lost the drive, so I need to look for the scene again. Now I have everything on my SSD. This one should be the one. And let's see if I have some details on the. I need to see the plants and to see if everything is working the way it should. Over here, it's working. So I'm not going to care. Okay, so I have the light, at least a base light, to start working with them. I have the trees and I have the base model. I need to fix a little bit the model here. The last video I did it, but I lost the information, so I need to go here again and to fix everything here. I'm not going to take too much time. I'm just going to go for a smooth and to change this part to smooth, so it's easy that way. So I'm sculpting right now, Maya. This one should be it. And now the render should be looking better, and that part at least. Yep. So I think it's time to start with the other part. It should be the grass. So let's take a little bit of time to look for the grass. And this image, I have, I think, 3 plants as the main plants. I have the flowers over here. I have some kind of rush of shrubs over there, and the basic grass. So let's see if I can make something that works over here. Let's start with a little bit of grass. I'm going to use PaintFX for the first try. Let's get to brush. And I'm going to look for plants or grasses. I think grasses. And go for grass carpet. And generate, make paintable. And let's try to make a direct painting over this thing. I know this is crazy. Oh, why? That's weird. I think I have history here. that it's making everything to go crazy. And I'm going to create an automatic UV map just in case, and to delete the history again. So let's paint again. Okay, it's working now. So that's something that could happen with paint effects if you don't have the UV map, or if you have some history and the history is a little bit crazy with paint effects. So maybe you should try to get off with the history and to see if that was the one that was making your grass or your paint effects to work weird. So I'm going to paint just this part. I don't want to paint anything else. And let's try to adjust the profiles. The width, it's okay. So let's go for mesh and for tubes and creation. Let's put like 5 steps. This is the system that Maya has for basic plants and nature and everything. Hi, Armus, hit marker, how are you? This is paint effects. It's the basic way to work nature with Maya. It's quite powerful actually, and underrated in some cases. I really like to work with action, with paint effects. So let's get to 4 and 4 just to see the behaviors, and let's go for elevation min 0, elevation map 0, no 1 and 1 to make them straight. And let's see the forces. I don't want them to follow the path, I want them to go up because I'm going to make them bend. Do I animate? I'm not a great animator and a better modeler or look dev than an animator. Yep, I have some great friends that make great animations, but I'm not that into it. Are you an animator? So let's go for the width. I need them to be wider, like really wider, and I need to reduce the rotation that they have here. If I go for the reference, I can see here that I have some ticks, some thick grasses, thick blades that are making the shapes out of the geometry. Do you have a page or a demo reel that I can see? It will be great. So I need to change the rotation and the random rotation that these guys have. I'm going to make way less. I want to work with them in a control environment, so I'm going to put everything full, and I can't remember where to change the way that the blades are rotating. So let's look for it. Twist. This one is the one. Yep. So I have perfect 2D blades right now, and I'm going to go for the width scale to change the width scale and to have a perfect blade of grass over here. So right now I have a perfect blade of grass and everything should be wonderful. I can change some values to make it look better, and let's see if I go to 10 tubes per step, and this is too much, but it would work actually. I just need to adjust some values over here and to make it to be smaller on the sides, but I like it in general. I really like the way it's looking, so go to 3 steps over here and let's make a randomness over here. I really want them to be thick on the base, so I am making them really thick. I want them to be seen from the scene, from the camera, so I really need them to have this kind of configuration. It seems to be off. I'm off, or I'm alive. Something seems off right now. So I have the grasses, at least the base for my grasses. They are working now. And I don't have the chat right now. Something is weird with my connection. So let me think to see if I can fix it. And let's try to get the first of these guys. Let me save the stroke preset, and this one is going to be twin grass. Save, and let me get brush. No, get settings from selected stroke. Get settings from selected stroke. So this is the one that I need. And I can't actually remember if Redshift can handle paint effects without the conversion to, no, it can't. Also, I need to change a little bit the way the water is looking, the refraction color and the dispersion color. Let me get the weight down and the roughness a little bit down, so I have a better looking reflections and refractions and everything. And let's see the results here. Maybe it's too much. I need to have a higher value, 95 and 1. Refraction here is 0.95 also. So I have a better looking thing. And let's change the color to black. So this is a better looking water. Maybe not that much. I need to change something over here. 98, 99 and 99 over here also. 1 and 1. Maybe I changed something I didn't even saw. Did I put some subsurface? No. Okay, I don't really care. I have to redo everything underwater and make everything else, so it's okay. So now let's try how they're looking, just to make the base for our polygons and everything. Let's see if I change paint effects to polygons. I don't care for the geometry. I need a quote output, so I put 0 in the poly limit, and it's going to convert and everything as he needs to be. And I'm going to use my own material, so I'm going to create a material from Redshift, and this one is going to be grass. The color, let's make a select over here, select the colors that the grass and the illustration have. So this one is going to be the dark color, and I'm going to create a layer texture, no, a ramp, I'm not sure if Redshift handles layered textures right now. So I'm going to create a ramp, and the base color is going to be darker, the darker value, and the bright color it's going to be the brighter values. So I have two values over here. Let me see if I can get a darker one, something like that. And I'm going to put exponential up, and I'm going to pass everything for a multiply divide shader or divide node. I can't see Twitch right now, so if you guys are talking to me, I can't see them, or I can't see anything. Do you guys see me? It's working. I think it's up again. Dashboard. So I think it's working. Okay, yeah, it's working. I'm back. I don't know, something happened to the stream. Maybe it was my connection just died. So everything was live. I'm going to put the color on input 1, and for the input 2 I'm going to go 2 to 2. And the base color is going to be the ramp. And for the backlight and translucency, I'm going to use the divide, that it's a brighter color based on the same color. And the weight is going to be 0.5. So I'm going to select my grasses and assign material to selection. And let's see how the material it's working and how the render is looking with that kind of material. I like it. Let's see, let's try to get this thing working over here. I like the look. It's a toony look, so you can see the reflection, you can see the base. I really like the way it's looking. I think I don't need to make, maybe I need to make them wider than what I have, because I have, let me see, right here if I take my little guy over here, okay, it's not working right. Why? Maybe I'm losing something on the perspective there. Okay, I don't care. I'm going to go for these grasses. Yeah, they have to be higher, taller, and wider. So let's go for the taller and wider grasses. I need to go for grass. No, main shape carpet. Stroke. Grass carpet, here is. Tips creation again. And I need the length max to be something like 8. And the width should be something like 1.10.3 maybe, 0.2, 0.3, 0.1, something like that, I think. Maybe I could make it look smaller on the base and to go thicker after that, not that smaller on the base, and smooth everything out that way. So I have a cute looking grass. Let's see if it's big enough. I think it is. Let me try again. Let me see in the render. So we're going to update this geometry. I think it's high enough. It's working, right? So right now I have a working geometry over here. I'm going to start making the grass. So I know that my base grass is working. I'm going to save my scene. I'm going to go to get settings from selected stroke. I need to select the path. So this is the guy. generate, get settings from selected stroke, and now I'm going to paint and to see if I have the same values here. I think I do not. I need to update the last changes. No, I do have them. 0.8, 0.0, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to paint base grass over here. This is the fill, right? It's the grass that is filling everything. It's not the one that it's going to remain or give details or anything. This is just a filler. I should paint this grass from the camera also. I don't want this grass to be on everywhere. Just need to fill the parts that I need to be with high density grass. And I need to make some other part of the grass that are smaller, but I can do that with some brushes and everything after I convert my grass to models. So this part seems to be way off in the distance, and I will need a lot more of detail here to make everything work. I'm trying to make everything with one patch of grass. This is not the right way to do it. Also, if you ask me, I shouldn't do everything with one patch. So we'll go for the second batch. And here it is. I'm going to take the grass over here and to make the grass over here. And so let's see how it is looking right now. I'm going to select the two patches and I'm going again to convert to polygons, paint effects to polygons. And let's go for the shader, the grass shader that I was using. As you can see, I don't have any kind of noise. I hate that. I don't have any kind of noise, or I don't even have, I think, roughness. So let's get a little bit of roughness there. And let's see how the render is looking right now. So the grass is starting to work, and it's a tuning look from the grass. I like it. I really like the grass. So you can see it's big, it's thick, and I have a lot of grass over here. If I go for the reference has thick grass over here, some tiny grass here, and something that looks like bendy grass. So we'll try to make everything. And I don't want to make the image too realistic. I really want to make everything to work well with the bird. So let's try a different grass right now. I have the filler, so with the filler I'm happy. And I'm going to get these grasses to be in a group and fill grass. I'm going to name them, save the file, and again I'm going to start working with the PaintFX tool brush, but this time I'm going to make my brush smaller to make the patches that should correct the shapes and to make the minor details that should be on the shores and over here. So I have some different patches of grass. This one should be the fillers and should define the details on the grass, on the borders of the grass. So I'm going to fill a little bit with the other grass. I can change the direction of this grass and I can do a lot of things. Right now I'm going to go, this one it's going to be select, create, modify, convert, PaintFX polygons. I'm just going to leave everything open. PaintFX polygons, I'm going to leave everything here and go to PaintFX polygons. So I have them right now, and let's assign the grass material. So these guys from here to here are going to be tiny grass. And now I'm going to go for the big grass. It's going to be some patches. Just some of them that are growing. Over here, over there. I don't care. I just need to see some difference in sizes. And I have to know that everything is working. So something like that should work. Thank you. I'm just a basic guy trying to paint nature. It's not that hard actually. And that should be good for the base. So let's see if I change this one out also and convert PaintFX to polygons. And let's make a group. Big grass. And again, I'm using the same shader again. I will have to assign different, oh fuck. Okay, sorry for that. I have to clean the geometry and I have to assign the shader manually. I have a lot of trash here. Delete unused nodes. It's going to take time. Okay, I now don't have anything that I don't want to have here. Now let's try to see how this is going to render right now. So we have more grass and it's starting to look like a great environment. So I need to make the flow of the wind, to feel the flow of the wind, to make this thing to feel physical. I also need to add the flowers and everything. I will try to have all the nature here, the base grass and everything. And after that, I'm going to try to, okay, it's not that, I think after I put all the grass, I'm going to finish the stream for the night. So let's try it again. And let's put some tiny grass to fill everything over there. Also medium grass. PaintFX tool. This is a big one. This is the one that I want. So I'm going to fill this part with grass. Remember that I still have the history on my grasses, so I can actually change the shapes as I want for all the grasses, and that way I could make a better look with the wind. So I'm going to try to add some wind over here, grass carpet with the azimuth and some forces. So let's see, behavior, forces, path fall, okay, maybe it's too high, the density, and I just, no, my JSON crashed, so let me see. Well, this one wasn't working. So uniform force, let's see if I got -10. Okay, this is not the one that I want. 0, -10. It's too much. -1. So we have wind. It's not the one. It's 0.25. And right now we have wind. 0.9, 0.25. Yep, this is a little bit of wind, so let's add a randomness over everything, and let's try to select these guys, and it was -20, no, 0.25 and 0.25 also, so they're going to try to go over here. That's too much. 0.1. I like it that way. So this part, it's going to have some wind also. I want to say that this one is going to be just random clumps, and this one over here is the big one that I was using right now with big clumps, so I need to fix this one also. 0.1 and 0.25. just to make it look believable under the other part. And 0.1 also, just a tiny bit of movement. I want to make it inverse on this one, so minus 0.1, so I can change the direction of the grass patch manually after the conversion. So that's quite easy to change, and it's a great asset to change when you have some forces and you want to give basic shapes. Minus 0.1, when you want to give basic shapes and try to get something that looks like wind and some movement, and you don't want to look too harsh on your under your configuration. So let's see how this thing is looking right now. I'm going to save as a different scene, as I already lost the block 4 that was the one that I was using. So it's saved now. I'm going to change, convert pane effects to polygons. I already have all the configurations, and let's assign my material. So it's grass material. Again, I'm just using a basic material. I'm not doing anything. So it's quite great to see Redshift working this way with the materials. And now I have some wind over here. I should make the wind to look less there, and maybe it should be bigger defect over here to make a windy hill, and less defect over there. So let's try to get a little bit less effect over here, over the grass carpet. It's too much. 0.1. And I need the hill to have a lot of effect. For that, I need to put the effect on the big clumps that are the ones that are showing, that are being seen. So 0.3. There are the drivers. They are the ones that are showing everything here. So 0.25, 0.2, and a little bit of randomness. Here, this one is okay. This one should be 0.25. This one should be 0.2. So this way, this one should be 0.3, a little bit more because it's a lonely one. And this one also should be 0.2. So this way you can change and simulate the way that the winds behave, and you can give shape to your clumps without the need to sculpt. You can actually get your scene working the way that you want to work, and with low geometry. And you can make it with less geometry. I'm making clumps with repeated geometries over everything, but I don't really care. I don't need to be careful because Redshift is so amazing with the speed for the render system that I don't care if I get too high with the simulations, or if everything is too dense. Redshift is going to handle everything. So I don't really care, and the nature it's quite easy to get. It's quite easy to get when you're working this way. I'm going to make a bigger clump system. Get brush, paint effects tool. Here on the hill, I'm going to paint some big guys. I know it's quite populate, but I'm going to reduce the amount of brush of guys here, like this, and I'm going to make the force like 0.35 to make them look like windy, really windy. And let's reduce the amount of tubes per step to 0.5, maybe less, to 0.2. So they are really little guys, and the width should be also a little bit less on width, but the length should be higher. So I have higher length. The width is going to be less. And the amount of tubes should be less also, something like that, just to make a different look on everything. And the randomness should be higher, and the one should be here, 1, 2, something like that. So let's again change the polygons, paint to polygons, and grass. So let's save and let's take everything again. I did change the way that the grass is looking, and as you can see now I have the direction of the wind, so it's flowing to this side and it's blowing everything, and I can see how the wind looks. It could be better when it's going to be better when I add everything out. I think that, as you can see, the thin lines of grass looks amazing, and the specular values also are looking great. But I think that I should have a lot more of information here on the thin branches. So let's see if everything's working, and maybe I'm going to make Maya crash, so I'm going to save, and let's say to this guy that I want 3 tubes per step, so that's okay. So now I'm going to go to generate paint effects tool, and I'm going for a bigger clumping, and let's get everything working here to fill everything out with a lot of little guys, and make some of these guys again with randomness and 0.2 and 0.1. So I'm working with the flow of the wind. I want the wind to feel like it's blowing that way, and I'm going to add some bigger clumps over here, maybe over here, and here for sure. So these bigger clumps again are going to be, it's hard to select some of them when you have too much. So I'm going to flex everything to 0.3 to 0.2 to make them feel the wind. 0.1 to 0.15 to 0.25 and 0.1. I could make a script, or just it's not a script, what's the name, an expression to fill everything, just called expression, but I really like to have the basic control of all my tubes, so I don't like to make expressions when I'm working shaping the environment. I really like the feeling that I have control over there, and I'm just trying to blow everything and to make the little guys feel the force of the nature. Maybe a little bit more over here. Yep. So I can see the wind blowing. This one is not making me look like the direction is right, so 1, 3. I can see now the wind blowing over here, and I will have to make the wind blows over here 0.25 and 0.2, 0.1 and 0.3. Also now I need to add some geometry over there. Let's get to the paint effects tool. I'm going to make everything smaller. This is a big brush. I don't want that big brush. I want a smaller one, something like that, so I can fill the rocks. I have to add rocks over here and add some grass over the rocks and some things over the rocks. So I don't really care too much to fill everything. I'm just going to give basic grass. And for the carpet, I'm going to go to 3 and to 1 and some randomness, a little bit more of randomness, not that much. Maybe I will need to add 3 here. Wow. And more, but okay, it's looking better. Maybe it's too much on 3, so I'm going to go for 2 to make them look better. And okay, maybe it's too much still on this part. I will need to go to 1 to make it go up a little bit, maybe with less gravity. Go gravity. Okay, so I have a lot more of grass right now. So let's save, let's convert everything again, Pinfix polygons, and assign my material, grass. So now it's easy to select everything. I have to make groups again. I lost my groups. That's really bad, because I lost everything with the conversion, and now I have a disorder on the scene. So you always have to try to remain with your grouping when you're working with this kind of workflow. That is not, oh, I have to convert everything first. Pinfix polygons. When you're working with this workflow, you should always try to work in patches until you get to the fillers, and then try to make everything work and organize everything. You see, I'm just trying to fill everything that it has to be on camera. I'm not going to fill everything out. I don't want to make a full render on the scene. I just want to make the render for the scene that I'm seeing, the thing that I care. They are too wide, so I need to make them smaller over there. Let's see the reference. There should be some riverbanks and some sand over here. So maybe the grass that I planted there, it's too big. I need to make the grass to be smaller there. It's bigger here, it's bigger there, it's smaller there. So let's change this part a little. They're too big, too wide. Perspective. So they are too wide. I need to change that from these guys. Grass carpet. And width amount. Okay, something like that. And something like that. There were only 2 of them that were messing with the scale. And I need to fix these guys. So these guys should be smaller. So the length should be something like this. But if I make the length like this, I will have to make the width of these guys way smaller also. So also this one should be like 0.2, and the width also should be like smaller. So we'll need a high density map over there. I need to keep this thing on, so I think I will leave them. These guys are okay. I need a lot of grass now to fill everything out. I'm going to take these guys and select them and make them fill grass or detail grass, and I'm going to create a filler grass. The fill grass, it's going to be because of the size that I have to use to fill this part. So this part has some riverbanks, so I need to leave some spaces open. That's going to be done when I remove some information from the pics from the paint effects. but I will have to create the other part. So I'm going to fill everything with a high density and with a high amount of grass, because it's a smaller grass. This is when it has to be a lot to be seen, and I don't care that I have to be on a short a little bit. Maybe it's going to be seen over here and over here. Okay. So let's see if Maya can handle that. It can't. And let's try to make the length 2.4. It's going to get stuck. It's like okay, and the width 2.1, and the other part of the width 0.5. And the general scale, the global scale, bring it lower. So I have field grass. And let's put some randomness here, because that way it's going to feel a little bit more. And this one is going to be heavy. Let's save. Let's change to pane effects to polygons, and let's group this guy, and I'm going to call fill small grass. And let's put the material grass and remove the unicity node, so I don't want to have anything that I don't care. And I think that I need to make this value darker. So let's prepare. Maybe I can't use, no, I'm not going to use anything yet. I can, let me see if Redshift can handle this. Marble. No, mountain. I'm going to use mountain. I have some texture here. No, it's not going to work as mountain. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it, the shading and the other part of the stream. I'm not going to do everything right now. I don't have to. So let's see the IPR if everything is working. And I have a better work. And the grass over here, I need to make it look better. I have to remove some guys. I have to put some a little bit more of wind. I have to fix the way the grass is looking here, maybe rotating it or something. Let me see if I can do that quickly. This guy is one of the guys that it's making my head hurt. I can just make it on real time. So that's the way that Redshift works, so why not? I'm on tips and behavior. I'm on forces. So 0.3. Let's have yeah, something like that. So I have a better looking just with that one. And this guy, it's annoying me, so 0.3. And the guy that is behind also 0.3. And this little guy over here, I don't know who you are, I want to select you. 0.3. Yeah, this is the one. 0.3. And this little guy is here, 0.2. They are hard to select when you're just working random things. And this guy over here, I lost the grass carpet. Okay. 0.3. How I can see them? I don't really know. I think it's a superpower. It's a random power. So I think they are working now. I should make them look like it too. And this guy's over here, 0.2. And this one over here. The basis, the basic one. So I want to select this guy. Okay. Hate you. Hate you. I'm killing you. Okay. Have you ever seen Archimet? The Dead Body? It's amazing. Sorry. I think that wasn't appropriate. Okay. So I will have to remove that from the video that I will upload to YouTube. Sorry. And I think it's done. I'm going to use the same shader for the leaves that I have in front just to make a new render. And see material to grass. Let's see how it's looking. I don't want this to be here. I just want the full amount to be here. I don't want the area. And let's see how everything is looking right now. I prefer the old look and the shaders for the lips up front. I need to make a new shader for them. So I'm going just to leave everything here. And I don't have grass on top of the tree, right? No, I don't. This is just moss and some other things I need to make. So let's render this guy out. And some of you have been asking me, how do I make it look different after the stream? I'm just going to show you my little post-production to change and to upload the render. So do you guys have any questions? Anything that you want to say in the stream? If you do, just write me while I'm rendering. So it's too long. I'm going to wait a little bit. Just wait me a second. I'm coming. So the press is amazing, but in the render, how did this? Yeah, it's possible to do. I have to make the mask, and I have to. It's still that's hard. It's not hard. It takes time. So I'm going to dedicate just one stream for the mask. I'm going to leave, I think, the mask at the end of the streams. So I have the render. I will save it. Save image. And blur images. Let's see. Thank you so much. And this is going to be blur 04 because it's the fourth stream. So let's see. I go for the SSD Bear Images Bear 04, and this is the how are you going to create the mass of the tree? Are you going to use section or something else? I think I'm going to try to use mesh, not Xen. I'm going to try to make it at first with alphas. If not, if it is too hyper-realistic with alphas, I'm going to try to make it with Xen. But I think to make it with Xen, it's going to be an overkill. And it's going to be too heavy for the RAM. I want to use a lot of displacement on this scene. And I want to use a lot of things. I need to re-render. I also using weird material for the water. And I want to make everything, the leaves and everything, so it's going to be hard on RAM. And I don't know if the moss done with Xen it's going to be too rough to use it here. So water 2. I will try to make it with alphas at the beginning. I think it's better to work with alphas for something like that. The back part, it's that can give too much realism to the scene, so I will try to make it even with the tuning look and the realism look. Also, that was the problem. I'm used to beaver yet. I'm not used to the roughness. So I think I try to work with the other parameter. That's way to change. Have to change that to make me use Xen also and always. I think that it's weird with the configuration of the camera. Let me see if I have the right configuration for the camera. It should be 0.8 on the scale. Camera scale 0.83. Yeah, it should be 0.8, I think. No, 83. It's okay. 83. Yep. So let's render again. Now I have a better looking water. It's going to be funny to make this effect over here. It'll be fun. And the way that the reflection it's working here in the other render, I like it a lot. I can't have that reflection. I'm going to try to match this reflection. I'm going to try it. I like better the old reflection and the old lighting than this one over here. I think this one it's too bright on the back. So let's go for the perspective camera. I hate that I lost that configuration here. Render legacy viewport. If you want to use, if you want to see the render lights, you have to use the legacy viewport or to use or to change the configuration for your render. So that's with Redshift for you to know. I think it's something wrong with the physical sky also. I will do that and leave the render going, and that will be it for today. So let's try to move the physical sky, sun. I don't really know what I did to get that right. I think I'm close. Quite close now. I think this is it. Let me see if I change this one over here and get this one over here. I think I'm close to to the other light. So let's see. I need this light to illuminate a little bit better the bright side, but to have the main light, the physical sky one. Oh, I think I broke everything. Yep, I did. That was awful. Yep, I broke everything. I'm an idiot. Why? Okay. It's here again, sun direction. So I think this is the one, but I need to fix the big light, the behemoth that I have over here. If I try to match the lighting that I have on the scene, it's close, but I need this light to be working better over here. Maybe it's the intensity again. I think it's working now. Should be something like this. Yep, I like the way it's looking right now. I'm just going to make the sun direction go up a little bit. Just to make, yep, that's it. I'm going to leave the illumination like this. It's close to the way it's looking here. I need to add some light to the rim lights and some light to the border over here of the bear, but not too much to change the colors and everything. But it's working right now. I'm going to leave the render. And thank you so much, guys. Thank you for being here on the stream, and see you, I think, next week. I have to do some freelances, so thank you so much. See ya.